Anyway, if you were wondering why Beyonce's Coachella performance was so amazing, so top tier, so elite, and is now considered the standard as far as Coachella performances, it is because Beyonce spent way more money on her Coachella performance than other artists do. And the reason she was able and willing to spend much more money on her Coachella performance than other artists do is because she had pre-negotiated the Netflix deal. So she didn't have to just rely on the Coachella budget, because it's my understanding that Coachella pays headliners what they pay headliners. There's no like, oh, it's Beyonce, so I'm gonna pay this much, but for the Goo Goo Dolls, I'm gonna pay this much. It's just the headlining fee is the headlining fee, okay? So other artists, when they look at that headlining fee, let's say it's $5 million, they're thinking, all right, I've gotta pay my band, I've gotta pay my dancers, I've gotta do this, that, and the third, I've gotta travel, and I still wanna leave with the profit. Let's say they wanna leave with maybe 50%, $2.5 million as their profit. They're then looking at, okay, what does that leave me to put on the performance? That's the calculus they're doing. That was not the calculus Beyonce was doing. Beyonce said, okay, if I look at that little budget from Coachella, I can do X and Y. But if I go and negotiate a deal with Netflix, then I can do X, Y, Z, 1, 2, 3, ABC. And that's what Beyonce always wants to do. Beyonce always wants to do the most. If we know...
It's promo. If you're wondering why Coachella is uninviting all the black artists, it's good promo. Nobody was talking about Coachella, not everybody is. You have a lot of people who are going to go just because of that. Like, people, dude, anti-blackness is big money. If y'all don't see that now by all these GoFundMes and shit, anti-blackness is big money. It's big money. I told y'all, racism is big money. I talked about this 2 years ago in a video when I said, dude, racism it's not even an emotional response. It started it's a business. It started it's the sister of capitalism. It's the big sister to capitalism.
I got uninvited to Coachella by a famous Korean skincare brand, and I feel it's because of this pimple. Story time. A few weeks ago, I got a message from my manager that a brand is inviting me for Coachella. And they sent over their contract, and it says they will be paying for my flights, my accommodation, my tickets, my feeding. They will provide a stylist for me. I don't need to come with anything. It was sounding so unreal, but then it's a skincare brand that I love and I've used. It's legit that I should go for it. I sent over the signed contract to them. We're talking, flights are booked, accommodation booked. They made one other clause on the contract, and that is I will not be attending any other events at Coachella. Mind you, I'm new to this celebrity lifestyle, so I agreed. At least I'll be in Coachella. I'll meet other celebrities, even if I don't attend any other events. But then we will still meet at the events I'll be attending that the brand said I'll be attending. A week to Coachella, the brand asked to hop on a video call with them. I agreed, and we talked about the details of the collaboration and what they expect me to do for them. Mind you, I always have this inflamed acne that takes 2 to 3 weeks for it to clear. It was extremely bigger than this when we hopped on the video call. And the first thing the representative of the brand said to me was, how long does it take your inflamed acne to clear up?
The owner of Coachella is a right-wing conservative, yet the owner of Coachella is a card-carrying member of Trump's billionaire boys club. So as I've seen people be offended about creators going to Coachella because they went with certain brands, I'm wondering why you went to Coachella in the first place. In 2023, Phil Anschutz's foundation donated $70,000 to fund the Discovery Institute. The Discovery Institute is an anti-science conservative think tank. It's also important to note that he owns multiple media companies that denies climate science. Between 2003 and 2010, he donated to a think tank that opposes labor unions. That think tank is called the National Right to Work Legal Defense Foundation, if you want to Google it.
A woman would never be able to headline Coachella and get away with what Justin Bieber got away with last night. There has been so much discourse around this performance, and I want to put my 2 cents in because I see a lot of different things when it comes to this performance. Now, disclaimer, I am not a Justin Bieber fan, but I'm also not a hater either. When he came out, it was kind of like I was a little bit too old, you know what I mean, to be listening to Justin Bieber. He was appealing to like a very younger demographic when he first came out. So I don't really have any feelings towards him. I have seen clips of his Coachella performance, and from what I've gathered on this here internet, apparently Justin does not have rights or owns his masters anymore. So there are certain songs that he is not allowed to perform. So pulling those songs up on YouTube and pretty much doing a karaoke situation with the crowd was like his workaround to be able to perform certain songs, which creative in a sense, yes. But also, he got paid $10 million. He got paid $10 million to headline Coachella.
I got uninvited to Coachella. I got uninvited to Coachella. I got uninvited to Coachella. I got uninvited to Coachella.
Manager, I'm not going to Coachella anymore. I'm the birthday. 2 weeks before all of this, I had 2 options to go to Coachella. One of them was with a brand that I loved, but it just wasn't the best situation for me personally. And the second one came super last minute, and they offered like full flight, full accommodation, VIP tickets, everything. And I'm thinking this is like so good. Even though it's all last minute, it's all coming together. Like, I finna be in the pit. As soon as they tell me like, okay, we can confirm you, they ghosted. So this is last week, Thursday up until Monday of this.
I've lost out on so much money, bought outfits, got my hair done, bought my Esther to enter America. Everything is just a joke. So unprofessional. Bad communication. It's literally in 2 days. Obviously, there's week 1 and week 2, but please, any brands you guys that know that are going, tag them. I knew it was too good to be true. When there's a will, there's a way. So this is me shooting my shot, you know.
So you guys, hoping that you're all doing well today. And onto today's video. I don't know whether to be happy. I don't know whether to laugh. I don't know whether to cry, because you all watched Coachella, right? And first of all, I'm gonna give insight about why were people getting dressed like that. Maybe my sense of fashion is a little bit low, but what was the theme? Anyway, that's not the point of discussion today. So you saw that Justin Bieber performed, and he was able to bring forth we're talking about Thames, and we're talking about Wizkid. And if I look into Wizkid's social pages or Thames, nobody said that they were going to be at Coachella. Yeah. That is aside. Did you all watch the performance of Justin? I mean, like, both of you love Justin. I have nothing against Justin Bieber. Like, he's somebody I used to watch when I was a young girl, and he was magnificent. But did you watch the performance? The performance was a bare minimum. Like, I don't know anything about rating music or rating performances, but you could tell. And one thing I love about this creator, I mean, let's talk about Beyonce. Beyonce, when she decides she's going to perform, she puts it on the plate. She puts it on the platform, and it doesn't really matter. So people are like in the internet right now trying to discuss like this 2 performance. And we are looking into this person was paid more, the person who did the bare minimum, and the other person who did the actual thing, the person who gave Coachella for 2026 life. Did you watch that performance? It was magnificent. And then now we're talking about Justin Bieber, who was like, most of the creators are calling it like a lazy performance. But that is not it. Like, guys, you have seen, there's a creator who went to Coachella. She's a black girl, and she was literally asking, like, she couldn't see any black person at Coachella. And apparently most of the content creators on this platform have come forth saying that they got prepared for Coachella, but this brand, they just dismiss them all of a sudden. So you just wake up, remember, you had done your hair, you had done your nails, you were prepared, you had packed. And then all of a sudden, you can't find your flight details. You're calling people, you're calling the organizers who are supposed to, organize your transport from where you are to Coachella, and they're not picking up. So there are like very few white girls who have spoken about this, but majority, I'm talking about 96%, are black content creators whom were laid off minutes, or rather seconds, before Coachella started. And this is not a new thing. This is not a new thing to me, because I'm not even surprised. And if you check my platform, most of the time I talk about systemic racism. This is the point where you bring about these things that are not really cool to the black people, and because it's a norm, because everybody expects that to happen, then it becomes something that nobody cares about. Yeah, because there's also a creator here who has said that when she went for appointment, so that they could book her up, give her like itinerary, something like that. And then they were asking about the pimple, like, at what time does your pimple take to disappear? Like, how could you ask somebody something like that? And I feel like those are some of the comments that are really off. And I'm wondering if you had that person of this color, and would you really talk to them in such manner? So ladies and gentlemen, if you're new here, my name is Yvonne, and you are welcome to being part of my online family. Please comment below, like, what do we need as Black people? Like, what should we just don't associate ourselves with these things? Until next time.